Hey guys, I was hoping to film with Ocean on her playmat on the floor, but she wanted to be with Mummy, hey? Alright, so today I'm talking to you about supplements and supplementation, and most of what I'm taking here I've been taking for a number of years, and it works really well for me personally. So before I share with you what I take, I wanted to just touch on how I feel about supplementation, and also to remind you that obviously I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you should take these supplements. You should absolutely, seek medical advice when it comes to these matters. And I think most importantly, figure out what works for you. Figure out what you need in your body, what works with your particular lifestyle and your diet, because these things are what works for me. And yeah, it's really important to note that I'm not telling you should take these ones, but they work really well for me. And when it comes to supplementation, years ago when I went raw vegan about 2 years ago for about 3 whole months to detox and clear my body, and it was really incredible. And I still believe, for me personally, that raw vegan or high raw vegan is the healthiest food that we can be putting in our bodies. And I still eat mostly raw vegan now. Obviously I'm 100% vegan, but I do eat cooked food as well. And I went through a point where I was really hoping to not take any supplements, because there are some raw vegans out there and some people out there that don't take any at all, and I was really hoping to do that. I was not anti-supplementation, but I was a little bit skeptical about it, because I was kind of thinking, why do we need to take supplements when I'm eating so well? However, the soil today that our food is grown in, organic or not, is depleted of a lot of really important nutrients, vitamins and minerals. So we have to look at that. We have to accept that we are living in a world that most of our food is grown with pesticides, really heavy chemicals, and we are dealing also with things like stress in our environment, in our world, whether we reduce it or not, it's there. We have things like pollution to deal with, and also chemicals in our water. We drink filtered water, but even then, we have to think about all of these things and the sort of lifestyle that we're living now in the modern world. And I personally believe that we really do need supplements to make up for all of the pollution that we are combating, basically the onslaught of chemicals that we are not supposed to be consuming that are coming into our body. And so that's my personal standpoint on it, and this is what works really well for me. But I highly recommend that you look into it yourself, and I'm planning on doing a really detailed blog post about this, so that you can get more information about each of the supplements that I'm talking about. And obviously all of the supplements that I'm taking are vegan. They are not plastic free. It's something that at this point in time, most of the supplements that I buy that are good quality supplements and vegan supplements, they come in plastic, but my health comes first. My health is my priority. So yeah. Alright, so let's start, and I'll share with you what Romeo and Nick take as well. Okay, so first of all, this is probably the most common one that you hear about with veganism, and I'll touch on that briefly. So this is B12. This is the one that I take. It's Bioceuticals brand. I can link all of these in the description below if you like. So B12, it's a really important one. It's really important for your immune system. B12 is it's not just something that you should be taking as a vegan. I believe that everyone should either be tested for B12 deficiency, or you should just take it. I have been tested and I wasn't deficient, but I take it anyway because it's just so important. And I take this every day, and And the thing with B12 is that it's not actually something that comes from animal products, because a lot of people think that only vegans and vegetarians have to consume it because it's in meat. It's not actually in meat. What actually happens, B12 is actually a bacteria in the soil. So it's found in our soils. And the only reason that animals have it in their bodies and therefore meat, when people consume meat, is that the animals in the agriculture industry now are actually injected with B12. So if you just want to go straight to the plants and then supplement with this, that's what you can do. So I take that every day and I give this to Romeo once a week, and Nick has it every day as well. What you got here? You playing with Regina. Okay, the next one is zinc. And I have been taking zinc drops for a number of years now, and I actually started taking these. So I was only supplementing with, I think, B12 and vitamin C, and I found a vegan naturopath. She was incredible. She had 4 vegan children and she was really healthy, and she really knew her stuff, obviously, because she was a naturopath. And so she advised me to take zinc as well as B12, because zinc is a little bit harder to get on a vegan diet, but it's mostly in soy products like tofu and a couple of other things. But it was because I was eating completely raw, and I don't eat a truckload of tofu, and so for me it's just easier to take it, and it's a really, really important supplement. Zinc is really important for a healthy immune system. It's also quite important for healthy hair, healthy nails, and good skin, healthy skin. So, but mostly your immune system. And so I noticed quite a big difference when I started taking this for my immunity, particularly my energy. And so I take that. I take 5 drops of that every day, and I give Romeo about 5 drops a week. And if he's a little bit unwell, then I'll give him a little bit extra. This is wonderful if you are unwell, you know, up your dose, especially if you've got something like a sore throat or a cold, up your dosage on that. Just ripping out my journal pages. You're having fun there, aren't you? Okay. Next up, can we leave it on this page? Because Mummy needs to read this page. Yeah. The next one is vitamin C. Vitamin C, I think we all know what vitamin C does. I find the most natural vitamin C that I can find, because there's a lot of really synthetic vitamin C tablets that are available out there. I'm going to have a look online and see if I can find a slightly better one than this. This is mostly mostly comes from fruit, but it does have some synthetic vitamin C, because I just couldn't find one and the chemists around here that were 100% natural. But I'm going to have a look online, so I'm not necessarily recommending this product. But I'm going to have a look online and see if I can find one. So find one that's that comes from a plant, comes from, you know, a fruit, because the reason why I supplement this and don't just, you know, consume a lot of oranges is because the amount of, say, oranges you would have to consume, because obviously they are high in vitamin C, every day to get enough vitamin C is a really, really huge amount. And I don't really eat a lot of citric fruit. It doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't digest as well as the sweet fruits like bananas and mangoes for me, so I don't really eat them. So yeah, so I have vitamin C, and the best way to consume this to really get the best out of it is to consume it with a form of iron, and that is something like greens. So I'll often have this with my smoothie. I'll have these pills with my smoothie, which my smoothies I have like a handful of greens with them. Alright, next up is spirulina. Spirulina it's absolutely amazing. Okay, so I take about 2 tablespoons of this every day in my smoothie, and I have tablets that I give Romeo, and he has 3 of them every day, and Nick has some, and Nick's just started having some of this in his juice every morning. Nick has a juice in the mornings, I have a smoothie. Okay, so calcium, spirulina, it's amazing. Okay, so it has calcium in it, it has B vitamins in it, it has potassium in it, It has magnesium in it, it has iron in it, and it has got essential amino acids. So this is a huge all-round vitamin to take. It's like a superfood, it really is. I'm not a huge fan of that word because I feel like it gets thrown around quite a lot. But it really is, it's just got so many nutrients in it. And the one that I get is, I get Hawaiian spirulina. It is absolutely the best spirulina to get. And I will, like I said, I'll put more details in a blog post about this because I don't want this video to be like too crazy long. But I highly recommend this. If you have kids, you know, you can put a tablespoon of this in their smoothies. Romeo's happy to take the tablets, so I just give those to him. But you can put this in smoothies and you don't even taste it. My smoothies taste like sweet, it's a sweet like banana and date smoothie, and I don't even taste it, even though I have like 2 tablespoons and a huge handful of greens in there. But it's absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend that one. It's a really good supplement to take. And the next one, which I don't have here because it's in the fridge, and that is apple cider vinegar. And I started taking apple cider vinegar only about a year ago, every single day. Previously to that, I was consuming it when I was unwell, and so I just take a couple of capfuls every day and put it in a litre of water, and I drink that in the evenings. And what I was doing was I was taking it when I was unwell, and it would really noticeably speed up the recovery time for me. I'd get better a lot quicker and a lot easier, and and so I just started taking it as a preventative measure, and I've noticed that I do not get run down nearly so much. It is just amazing. It's so good for your immune system, and it's really great for your gut as well, which leads me to probiotics, which I don't take a tablet or capsule form of, but I consume sauerkraut or kombucha several times a week, and I highly recommend that as well as a way of really creating a really healthy gut flora. You want a really good amount of good bacteria in your gut, because the gut is the basis of your health for your whole body. If our gut isn't working properly, it affects our entire body, our entire immune system. So you want to make sure you've got really good gut, healthy gut with good bacteria in there. So instead of taking a capsule form, I really love kombucha, and I really like sauerkraut as well, so I consume those multiple times a week, and that keeps my gut really healthy. And if I ever have a sore tummy, that's what I do. I drink kombucha, and I do the same with Romeo. I give him some kombucha, and yeah, and I consumed kombucha while pregnant as well. If you have any questions about that specifically, just post below and I can talk about it a little bit more. Alright, next up is maca powder. Alright, maca powder. I have been taking this on and off for about 2 years, and I have it in my smoothies. It's got quite a nice sweet taste to it. Now, maca powder is one of those ones that's got a number of nutrients and minerals in it. The thing that I noticed hugely with maca powder is that it really boosts my energy, and I've also noticed that it's really good for libido. After I gave birth to Ocean, I had obviously a number of weeks where I was resting, and we weren't having sex for a number of weeks, obviously, after I gave birth. But I did notice that after a couple of months, I felt a little bit hesitant to have sex. I was a little bit, I don't know, maybe it was just from the birth or something to do with that, but I just didn't really have much of a libido, and I started consuming this in my smoothies. Oh, careful with my cup, Bubby. She's just destroying my book here. You're having fun, aren't you? And I really noticed a huge difference, and that was really amazing. So that's something that I've noticed with that, and energy, but there's also a number of other nutrients in it which are really beneficial. I believe it has iron in it, which is just such an important nutrient to make sure that you're getting enough of in your body. So that I just get in powder form from the bulk store. So it's not a pill. And I have that every day, and I give that to Romeo sometimes as well, but not every day. And next one, or the last one, is magnesium. And I take this as a spray, and I put this, I rub this onto my body every night. So with magnesium spray, you might find that it stings a little bit when you start putting it on your body, and that just means that your body is a little bit deficient in magnesium and that you need it. So something that is, if it's stinging a lot, which it did for me when I first put it on, you can just mix it with an oil, a carrier oil like coconut oil of some kind, and then it won't sting quite as much, but it's still going to be absorbed into your body. And I've also started putting this on Romeo. He had quite a restless night the other night. He just wasn't going to sleep very easily, and I popped some of this, sprayed some of this onto his legs, and he was asleep within about 5 minutes. And so this is really, really good for sleep. And what it really does is it doesn't only help you get to sleep, but it also allows your body to get into that rest and digest motion. So it allows you to have really, really deep sleep, which is essential for our body to be able to rest and repair itself. So this is a really, really important one for me to take. And like I said, I've been taking it on and off for the last year, but I do notice a difference when I have it. And you can use it when you're pregnant as well. It's wonderful to rub onto your belly. That's what I was doing when I was pregnant. And you can also put this on babies and children. Just Google and check the like the dosage and how much to put, and obviously be wary of anything with really young babies. So that is something that I take as well. There's also, this is a whole new video, but there's so many things that are really important for my health, such as things like essential oils, which help when if I'm unwell or upset or feeling, you know, emotional or overtired or anything like that. But I will say that when it comes to supplements, they are only going to do as much as your lifestyle does for you. So if you are eating poorly, you're eating, you know, nutrient deficient food, and you are stressed out all the time, and you're not getting enough rest and sleep and moving your body, then supplements are not really, personally, I feel like they're not really going to do a lot for you. They're not going to fix all of that. So I take these on top of a healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet, and they work really well with that. But if I was not consuming healthy foods, then I would not be noticing the benefits from these as much as I do. So I will say that your diet is just so important, and all of those other factors like I talked about. I have a top 10 tips for vibrant health video below that I will link in the description box below. And yeah, these work really well for me, and I'd love to do a health story video because my health has come a long way. I did not used to be healthy like I am now, and a lot of what I have done has been very much self-exploratory, and you really want to rip that, don't you? And so I will do a separate video on that. And I also want to say that there's one more supplement that we are actually going to start taking, and that is omega-3s. And I've only just started learning about this, about how important it is to get omega-3s and in our diet. And we can consume them with food, but it's one of those vitamins, and it's one of those supplements that just makes it a lot easier to make sure that you're getting it every single day, because it's so important. So I am going to start taking that as well as these, and I hope that was helpful, guys. And if you have any questions or comments, please post below. Let me know which supplements you take.
They're gonna leave in 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. And enjoy, guys. Hope you're having an awesome day. Love you guys. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. What's on your face? She had a bit of paper stuck to her face. Hey, baby.